Welcome to the Free Idea Podcast. It's been a while, but I'm back. And I've been thinking a lot. And sometimes like this, I don't have the answer to my thoughts, but I think. And in this podcast, I like to explore it. And together we do a little bit of that exercise. What I've been thinking lately is two things. Let's lead with the one let's lead with one that is nice first, and then let's lead with the main one afterwards. The one that is nice to set up a bit of a good mood right here instead of soul breaking is Mr. Peanut, Burnt Peanut, the streamer, hilarious guy, entertainer, incredible entertainer, um, very funny guy. I'm looking at somebody here that looks very familiar when I'm driving. Has that ever happened to you guys when you see somebody who looks familiar? No, but I don't know that person. Looked like an employee that I knew a long time ago. Anyways, um, where was I? where was I? That Mr. Peanut, funny guy, the crazy guy, out of pocket style of playing random video games. Good entertainer, no matter what game he plays, he still entertains. And the guy has some crazy, crazy work ethic. 12 hours. I mean, he goes daily, minimum of 7 hours daily, except for Sundays. Of which he still plays, just not really streaming. But he has said that he still plays games. It's hilarious. Um, 7 hours on the low. Often he goes way past that playing games, way past that, more than between 8 and 10 hours. Um, he streams at 7 p.m. and I would watch a little bit of him while washing the dishes. Then when I go to sleep, wake up 5 in the morning to get ready for work. This guy's still streaming. I opened the stream. He's still on it. That is crazy. Crazy work ethic. Even though he's playing and having fun, he's definitely made it his job. And his main thing, I wouldn't say life purpose, but it is if he spends that many hours on it daily. And then yesterday, or not even sometime this week, he did a 24-hour run. 24 hours playing Halo. Halo 1. The new one that came out. Got involved with all the skulls, and it was so fun to watch him play. Nothing about it was really organized or even made sense. They went back and forth. The glitches were hilarious. They were playing so much, dying so much that they would start the level at the cutscene, and then the very same cutscene, a glitch would happen and somebody would die. It's just reset them back to the beginning. Oh my God, it was so good. What an entertainer. Getting a bunch of people together and friends and making it fun for everybody. And watching him reminded me of the good old days of playing Halo with people around me, multiplayer, local, 4 screens, everybody picking the screen, on and on. Like, that was so fun. The days that we played Call of Duty as kids, Gears of Wars, etc. That was so fun. So he brought that back to me, and it wasn't like, oh, I miss playing Halo. It was more of, I miss playing games with friends. I miss playing Halo with friends. I remember when I used to come from school, in high school, log into the Xbox for the Reach, Halo Reach. and then online it was all the friends from school. A very odd group united by games. Uh, we wouldn't really speak much when we were at school, but whenever we were playing Halo, we would all get together, and there we were, 4 people or so or more, just playing together Halo, Halo Reach. Um, and then you would see this guy that was high level, and we'd be like, "What in the hell? This guy actually knows how to play." Thought he was a dummy because he's a dummy in real life, but he knows how to play. Um, very fun, very fun memories, core memories of video games. Really fun memories. And so this pinup guy, he plays a lot. That stream was 22 hours because that's how long it took them, and super entertaining. And that's how he spends his life. Then, when it comes to eating, the dude is a horrendous diet of, who knows, 2 burgers a day, 3 burgers, and a session, probably with even more. Um, what, smoking, probably not smoking, but those pouches that they put in their mouth. And then is drinking while playing. He's drinking while playing. And I remember there was a time when advertisement wouldn't touch people like that. A lot of bad words, right? Drinking, all the bad habits, etc. Well, those times are long gone. And now we have advertisements advertising people like that. So he has sponsors for the pouches for your mouth, for nicotine. I think that's very interesting how life has really switched. Back in the days of YouTube, there was a lot of family friendly type of commercials and pushing for that type of content. Now, there was a large amount of people that didn't care for that and they didn't want to be silenced, and they wanted to be themselves. Well, there was advertising for them as well. There were sponsors for them as well, even though it wasn't as um it wasn't as obvious back in the day as it is now, or allowed. Now that we have gambling companies advertising, drinking and smoking. all of those, all of those are back on the menu, boys. You could say that's the free market. I don't know about that, but it's there. Now, to my second point, the one that really makes me ponder the pond. With that nice introduction to cheer me up and to set the tone, I've been thinking a lot lately about um, what do I do as my life? What is this thing called life and work? Because I work, let's say typically, you're 40 hours of work, right? Take away the 2 hours of commute I do daily, so that's about 10 more for a week. That's 50 hours. Um, and then maybe add some more hours for the time that I just think about work or how exhausted I am from work that it takes away from my life because I can do nothing because I'm too exhausted. And I can do chores or be totally present. So let's add another 10 hours for that. No, yeah. Let's add like an extra hour to decompress every day. And then there's the weekend. So let's add 12. So about 62 hours a week is what I work. um, what I have to speak for it, I have a good life, not gonna lie. I do have a good life and all the good trinkets that one is supposed to have with that life. Uh, and so now that I am in the flow, in the typical adult flow, which by the way is a blessing. It's a blessing to have this boring typical life of SpongeBob, the SpongeBob guy that just uh, goes to work, like he's working, commutes to work, goes to sleep. That typical stuff. It's a blessing. It took a lot to get here. It really did. I'm not going to forget how many horrible jobs I had to do to get here. How many how many times I had to be stressed, pushing myself at my limits, enduring, right? How much I had to be flexible with my paycheck, how much budgeting I had to do, and 1,040 things more. And I'm here. And this is the promised land. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. And everybody's been there. There's nothing new under the sun. People have been here before me. Definitely my parents have been here before me. I bet you. Um, what comes after this? And some people would answer religion and God and feed the spirit. And that's where I'm at right now, thinking. And it's something to feed the spirit. But before I get there, I'm just thinking, before I get to feed the spirit, I'm staying away a lot more from social media and YouTube to distract myself. Oh, it's so hard. How much I've been putting away. Because I've definitely been putting a lot away. You don't know how much you've been putting away until you stop using social media as a distraction, as an escape. And then everything comes back rushing in. All these thoughts that you were pushing away for the longest time. With shorts. All this dread. And I try not to be too dreadful, but it gets to me. Gets to me. You got a point. I got a point. And I look around and the weeks fly by. And that's something that y'all eventually experience once you get older, or if you're old already, you're experiencing. And if you're much older and listening, you have experience and to some degree may still be there. But the weeks do fly by. They do. They do. The days in the calendar, they just, they go real quick. And they have no meaning to me. Those days have no meaning. And I'm constantly tired. I'm constantly sprinting and doing a marathon at the same time, a sprinting marathon. That's what it is. So much that when I get to sleep, I wake up still feeling tired. And y'all know that feeling. When you wake up feeling tired, like, oh boy. Waking up feeling tired. That's the adult life. And we work so hard. And I try to figure out the hack to not waking up tired. What is it? Oh, is it? Is it vitamins? Is it exercise? No phones before bed. All those tricks. And some tricks work better than others. But eventually the tiredness catches up again. Right? And that's what I'm exploring right now. In this podcast of the free idea with you. The idea of dread in the daily grind. Adulting and getting older. Just you can't catch up on enough rest for some reason. So what is going on? I don't know. I can't tell you. It's right in my face and I can't tell you what it is. It's right on everybody's face and we all know. Or in fact, maybe I do know what it is. And I just don't want to admit it. And what it is just life. This is it. This is what it is. This is how it goes. And I know that's not how it used to feel or used to be. Right? And I know why too. because I point back at a time like the bird peanut when things were so fun and I didn't need an entertainer to keep me um happy, I guess. There were times when I was the entertainer of my own life, when I was playing games like that with a group of friends and enjoying family gatherings. There was a time. And a lot of those times involved people, a lot of people. And that's what's missing now. That's what happens in the adult life that starts to go away. The people, because we all separate and go different ways, far, far away. And the only way we stay in touch is through online communication, but that's not the same. At least for me. For other people, who knows what it is for other people? Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But that's what it is that I know was a fact. Um, Now going back to the religious idea of feeding the spirit. Feeding the spirit, because of bread, man does not only live with whatever he goes, however he goes. So if you're a Jesus man, like I am, then you believe that. That there is food out there for the spirit, and that is very true. Very true. Even if you don't believe, there's times that my body could be tired and sleepless, but I know something is coming soon, something I'm really excited for. Could be a trip, could be a new job, could be a, I don't know, Christmas, time to open the gifts, whatever it is. And all of a sudden I get that second volt of energy. And it don't matter what happens after that. I could sleep 2 hours and I'll feel incredible. And a week later after that, I'll still feel like fine. Like I slept 20 hours. So that's where I'm going with this. Feeding the spirit, for one, it can be religious, but for two, it doesn't have to be. Think when you feed your spirit, that means you're doing something that somehow, in its own weird way, really fulfills you. And only you. I don't know how that happens. Maybe it's the calling that you're doing what the Lord wants you to do. But if I go back to that peanut guy, even though he got all the vices under the sun, after a 24-hour stream or whatever, he's still gonna go out there the next day or the same day and stream another 8 to 10 hours and not lose a beat. Nothing. So that's people that are, for example, living their calling, and they get a bolt of energy for doing that. It's not something that we can often operate in forever. It comes for a time, for a season, and then it goes for another season or a couple more. But isn't it amazing when somebody gets to tap into it? I would say it's inspiring to see somebody going through it. And that's what makes it more entertaining than it should be. The peanut guy is somebody who I didn't expect to be so entertained by, and furthermore, inspired by. But in his own peanut way, it is. It is. Um, an entertainer, at heart. So, is the goal for this mundane life of the daily grind to find your calling? I probably wouldn't say that's the point either. Because what if you found your calling of the daily grind? Would it be any better? Would you eventually get bored just the same way because it becomes routine? Would you eventually forget? I don't know. Well, I think yes, because I've had those moments. A lot of us, if not all of us, have had that moment at one point in their lives where you have that calling and you're moving at the beat of your drum. We've all had that, and eventually it stops, or we just stop thinking about it. I don't know how that happens, but it does. So I wouldn't say that's the point either, to get to that. Although it is very alluring and it looks fun. I think it's a trap of sorts. If if that's all you, let's say, if that's all I wanted to strive for, I think it's a trap. It's fun to have it temporarily, but to chase it forever might be a little trap. It's like chasing happiness. You try so hard to get it because you know you aren't. And the more you try, the more you know you are not happy. Let me explain that one more time because it's really interesting how that whole loop happens. If I want to be happy, I'll do everything I can to be happy with a conscious mind. I'll buy the things and I'll go to the places and I'll do all these things with the end goal of being happy. And every time I try the thing, I stop for 5 seconds and think, huh, this didn't make me happy. And every time I do the thing, I'm reminded that I'm not happy. And the more I chase it and the stronger I go, the less happy I am, the farther I am from it. And that's what I understood when it comes to to chasing something you don't have, which is totally fine. In a way, it's totally fine. Um, but it is an interesting back and forth for sure. Now I'm thinking, if that does that equal or transfer to money? Is that the same as money? The harder you try to make money, the less you make it. Or now, see, that is different. I don't know about that one. Because money, it is easy. It's like a number. You can actually count it and strive for it. Happiness is more of a uh, personal thing or chemical thing. So it may act a little different. But either way, I'm almost here at the end of my journey. Um, so I had to bring that to you guys. Something to think. Is this daily grind something that we strive for, accidentally or on purpose? And then once we do achieve it, what is the next step? Because we are creatures of goals, and once we accomplish our goal, we look for the very next thing to do. Then here I am in that boat, thinking of what is the very next thing I do. What is it? Should I be looking at what's the next thing? Is this feeling normal? Of course it is, but like, should I accept it and stay in it? because I also don't want to be stagnant. I don't know. That's why they say life is a journey. So let's enjoy it. Let's take it as it goes and as it is. Let's not overthink it too much, although it is fun to think. That's what I do as my little hobby right here, the Free Idea Podcast, of which sometimes I just like to explore a feeling, a thought with you all and record it in history like I am now. As long as I pay my podcasting bill, I love that juxtaposition of something grandiose to be remembered for in the next 200 years, as long as you pay your monthly fee of $29.99. I love that. It's so back to reality. Back to reality. This is morality. Commercial vehicle. Ooh, police. That police always hides there and it's always catching people. All right. Time for me to take a turn right here. Time to take a turn. Time to take a turn. Achieve your dreams and everything you hope for just $15.99 a month. Oh my God. Whenever I put it that way, it sounds so ridiculous. It does sound ridiculous. El pueblo de Dios. Nice, but that's it. That's it, my people of the Free Idea Podcast. Thank you for listening. It's been wonderful. I like to make more of these, but I also like to always make them in a good state of mind that is not all over the place or all depressed, tired, whatever it is, or even too happy. I try not to. I try not to make these ones when I'm on extreme spectrums of those feelings. Try to do them when I'm in the middle. When I'm like, okay, pretty balanced, pretty balanced. I can bring some of everything. Thank you very much for listening to another episode. Check out that guy, the Burnt Peanut. If you're into video games, I've never been into streamers until I saw that guy. And now I'm hooked. But I'm not going to other streamers for now, just this one. And it does become part of my daily grind. Whenever I'm doing chores that are just boring, like washing dishes and so on. But thank you very much. I'll talk to you soon.